Hello everyone and welcome back. If you are watching this video on Memorial Day weekend, happy Memorial Day. We are in the office, or I should say my wife and I are in the office, and just one or two of our staff members, but everybody else is taking a well-earned long weekend. My staff work very hard and I'm very grateful to them, so they are taking the weekend off and I'm covering the phones and doing some work, and well, I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk to you guys. And in this video I'm going to talk to you about an article that I just read. Addiction remains an often misunderstood struggle. And I'll put a link to this article in the description for the video. As Mental Health Awareness Month comes to a close, one local addiction specialist says the conversation around mental health cannot be separated from addiction. Thank you. Chief Medical Officer and clinician David Friends, who specializes in mental health and addiction at Osceola Medical Center, says substance abuse and mental health disorders are very often connected. Yeah, you bet they are, both in larger communities and in smaller communities like those in St. Croix Valley. There's kind of a non-grammatical phrase that we use in addiction, Friends said. Which came first and which came worse? I like that, that's good. Say somebody presents with alcohol use disorder. The question is, were they self-medicating an anxiety disorder? They're often very much related to each other. Yeah, very often. I mean, back in 2016 when I sat down in the local library here in Boca and opened up my law office, I would tell you the bulk of the cases I was certainly looking for were alcohol and substance use related. The idea of a mental health case was, probably didn't even cross my mind. It didn't really cross my mind until 2017 when I met my wife, who had a background in guardianship work. And what we figured out was that we could use guardianship for mental health issues. So when you see all these lawyers advertising for guardianship and mental health, they should call and thank my wife, because that was her idea. In any event, according to Friends, many people suffering from drug and alcohol abuse disorders are attempting to address mental health struggles such as anxiety, depression, or trauma through substance use. One of the core features of post-traumatic stress disorder is that you numb and avoid. While public understanding of addiction has improved over the years, Friends believes a stigma still exists, even if it has changed over the years. While opioids like fentanyl often make national headlines, Friends said Wisconsin continues to battle alcohol addiction more than any other substance. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I was talking to a former colleague of mine from the state attorney's office. I left in 99. He stayed until a couple of years ago. And he told me that, shockingly, there are more people driving drunk and high in South Florida than ever before. And I know a lot of people have moved here, but supposedly we've educated people on the dangers of driving under the influence, right? And we have Uber and different ways to not do it, and yet more people are doing it than ever. Alcohol's still public enemy number one, Friends said. The amount of people in Wisconsin drink is far in excess of what other people do in other states. Okay, I'll let you read this for yourself. I think you understand where I'm going with this. But if you're a family out there and you've got a loved one who's been suffering for a long time with a behavioral health issue, and like the article, I typically don't like to say, well, is it drugs or is it mental health? Because typically, typically they're intertwined, right? It's rare that I get just somebody who's drinking too much. They're drinking too much because they're depressed or something else like that, or they have PTSD, something like that. So I sort of lump them together and say these are behavioral health issues, right? Diseases of the mind. So if that's going on in your family and you're tired of the chaos, you're tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, they won't go to treatment, they won't stay in treatment, they won't take their medications, and all of the craziness that goes along with dealing with somebody that you love who's got a behavioral health issue, we'd like to talk to you. Let's see what options may or may not be available to you, both legal and non-legal. If there's an issue going on in your family and I've not made a video about it, let me know. Post in the comments. I will make you a video, because if it's affecting your family, well, I'm sure it's affecting somebody else's, and this content is about giving you information. Also in the description for the video is a link to our new ebook. I wrote a book all about the Marchman Act. All you got to do is click on the link in the description. You put your name, your email address, and then it sends you the link to download it. And it's free, okay? Also included in the book at the end of each chapter is a video of me. And I'm talking about the issue that we've just addressed in that particular chapter. So please, I make this content for you. And I try to give you as much value as I possibly can because I know that you need the information and I want you to get the correct information, not what's on Google, not what's on ChatGPT, not from another lawyer who doesn't handle this work, not from a clinician who, with all due respects, tries to give legal advice. This is how this stuff works, so please reach out to us. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It helps us to get this content in front of more people, which means we can help more families and we can save more people. So please, I'd be grateful for the thumbs up. And if you want more of this content that we make every single day, please subscribe to the channel. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.